Hey y'all, Patrick here with a new episode of Show Me What You Bass. Now this is the series where you guys submit your most beloved, cherished bass that you will never get rid of, that you can never sell. And what we do is just check it out as a community and say, dang, that's a good looking bass. Or, not my style of bass, but you know what? Glad you like that bass. I'm stoked to be back to doing this for the 13th episode. And y'all, I got some really awesome ones for y'all today. So let's just jump right into it. First up from Jorge, he says, my bass, Madrid, Spain, Fender P-Bass 72. Ooh, you know it's gonna look good. He says, hey Patrick, Jorge, George from Madrid, Spain. This is my number one bass, a vintage USA 1972 Fender Precision bass that I purchased online from a shop in the Dominican Republic. It's all original, but the pickup has a 62 custom shop Fender P-Bass pickup, and the bridge now has a badass 2 on it. I love the tone and the grit from this bass, and it's homage to Mike Dirnt's Stella bass from the Nimrod years. Many thanks, and hope to see my bass featured. All the best. Well, guess what, Jorge? It's about to be featured, right? Oh man, that is beautiful. Ooh. Okay, so I'm a big fan of P-basses, yeah, sure, but the cream with the tortoiseshell pickguard just looks so good in my opinion. And I really like that you added that badass too, because that bridge is absolutely, I guess, badass. I mean, I have it on my Fender right over there. You see it? Yeah. I absolutely love that bridge. It just works so well. And man, I love all the little dings and scratches all over this bass. I mean, it's from 1972, so it's gonna have a few scars on it, right? Yeah, just look at the headstock. I love that, man. Next up from Millard, he says, hello, Patrick. I picked this bass up in a trade on Craigslist back in 2010. I hit the ad up wondering if they'd be interested in an even trade for a 60th anniversary MIA Fender Jazz Ash 5, and the seller took the bait. I love how you're just like, yeah, I got away with it. Granted, the Fender was awesome, but I was shocked that this bass had all the stickers, box candy, and clear plastic still on as if it was brand new. Nothing better than scoring used mint gear, right? It's always such a good feeling when you get that. This bass has handled a lot of mileage, always sits well in the mix. The smaller body shape just fits, and the neck is always wonderful to play. Number one go-to bass since 2010. 2008 Ernie Ball Music Man Sterling 5 Double H. P.S. Thank you for all the vids, as they've been super helpful and wonderful to watch. Thanks, man. Your Harley Benton JB75MN vid convinced me to pick one up, and it's a sleeper for sure. Dude, right? Thank you so much for submitting, man. Oh, yeah. That's so rad, man. So I've never actually played a Music Man Sterling before. Basically, they switch up the wiring a little bit, and the body's a little bit different from what I remember too. I bet there's a bunch of people in the comments already that are huge Ernie Ball fans that are saying, no, you're wrong, it's this. Which, I mean, I'm probably wrong anyway. But I know I've never played one of the actual Sterling models from Ernie Ball. But this just looks so good. Love the natural look on it. And of course, because it's an Ernie Ball, you know those double humbuckers can do anything and everything. Next up from Lee Backer, he says, okay, so I love this bass to death. It's a Fender American Pro fretless jazz bass. She has noiseless DiMarzio Model J pickups, a hip shot B bridge, shallow strap locks, and D'Addario half round strings. After hearing guys like Jaco, Remco Hendricks, Pino, Gary Willis, and many more, I decided I needed a fretless. I actually now play fretless primarily in addition to double bass. I find that this bass is capable of more than just the Jaco sound we all know and love. With the neck pickup, it's so warm and fat, more so than most P basses I've ever played. This bass is what stops me from getting a P bass. It just sounds better to me. Both pickups is a really nice rock funk sound. Check out Remco's YouTube channel if you haven't already. Stop right there. Remco, if you've never seen his stuff on YouTube, absolutely do it. I actually got to meet him a few years ago at NAMM. Dude is an absolute angel, and he is just an incredible bassist too. Throw some octave and a bit of distortion and you're off to the races. Ooh, very clean. I like that, man. I also love that ash down stack you have too. That looks gnarly. Man, I really want to try some DiMarzio pickups soon. I've just never gotten a chance to play them before, but I've always heard great things. Also, that bridge looks so slick. From Mr. Jared Wasson, he says, hey Patrick, love what you're doing with the series. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. My one true bass is my 1975 Rickenbacker 4001 and Jet Glow, for the fact that there is simply no other Rickenbacker like it. For starters, it's got replacement tuners, an upside down Rickenbacker logo on the headstock, a black pickguard instead of white, previous owner did all this, not me, and a mid-range response unlike any other bass. I got it on the cheap for Rickenbacker, and once I fixed the neck pickup and the stereo wiring, I haven't looked back since in terms of basses. My dream is to still be playing it when this bass turns 100. Cheers from Canada, Jared. Thanks, man. Oh, yeah, look at that. Woo! That just looks so slick. I love the black on black Rickenbackers. They just look so good, especially with that white binding too. Oh my God. That is one hell of a rig, dude. Jesus. that Ampeg going into that trainer. God, I bet that just sounds so just humongous overall. From Joel McKay, he says, hey Patrick, Joel all the way from Amsterdam here. I wanted to share my bass with you for your new series. Great idea, by the way. Thanks, man. He says, my ride or die bass is a Peterbilt custom builder in the Netherlands Aerodyne, which is a Fender Aerodyne body, but with a maple neck, Hanson Neo Punch PJ pickup, split coil J bridge, and Godot Cosmo Black hardware. Been all over Europe, Scandinavia, Southeast Asia, and South America with enough battle scars. Never had a problem. Killer tone. Cheers. Ooh, yeah. That looks incredible. It sort of looks like a new modern take on Roger Waters' like signature P bass. Man, and I love the block inlays with the maple neck too. That just looks so good. Oh yeah, look at all those scars, especially on the bottom of the body. I just love to see a huge amount of dents, dings, scars, all that stuff, because it's just one of those things where it's like, these are instruments, they're tools, they're meant to be played, meant to be used and abused. And it's just always really cool to me to see basses that just have that extra amount of character to them. From Mr. Matthew Smith, he says, Ride or Die Bass Korea Edition. I love the Korea Edition part. I don't know what that means. I'm originally from Central Texas, but I'm an international school teacher here in Jeju, South Korea. Now it makes sense. The bass that I come back to every time is known as Peabody. Peabody, get it? No? Dad jokes? Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it, all right. He's a Fender Precision bass with a jazz-style block inlay maple neck. The body is heavy and the action is mid to high. I have some medium gauge round wounds on there. I drilled into the body and installed a black thumb rest and threw on a fret wrap to kill a little bit of the sustain when needed. Other than that, it's all factory. I absolutely love this bass. The simple tone and volume knobs are all I need. I play jazz gigs with the bass, I play rock gigs with it, I play reggae and funk with it. It's my workhorse. Much like your MIM jazz bass, it just works and I'll take it to the grave. Sure, I love my jazz bass with flat wounds, and even though it's technically more expensive, I just love the tone I get from the P bass. And oh yeah, it's literally just like sort of like the opposite of that Aerodyne jazz bass we just looked at, but just, oh, that looks so cool. It's just the simplicity of it too that works so well. The white body, black pick guard, then you have the maple neck with the black inlays too that just looks so killer. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, it doesn't matter how expensive or how inexpensive your bass is. If it works for you, it works. From Jacques, he says, hi Patrick. So last year I decided I should really replace my slammer and started looking around. I didn't want an entry level bass, but I could also not spin a ton. So I started looking at Cort. I've always liked Cort's instruments for their insane value for money. For real though. And when I saw Bass the World's video on this specific model, I was immediately sold on it. It had everything I wanted in a bass. I got it in December 2020 and I've almost played it every day since then. It just opened up so much more for me compared to the Slammer. And the roasted maple fretboard is just something else. I'm super happy with my purchase and will always keep this bass as it was a stepping stone for me to the next level in my playing. If you could ever get your hands on one of the models, you should try it out for sure. Next on my list is the Ibanez EHB 1005 MS. Trust me, that bass is killer too. Thanks for all the awesome reviews and videos, man. Your channel is really great for bass players. All the best forward, Jacques. Dude, thanks, man. It just looks so cool. I mean, but I just really like Corts too. The value for money and the looks of them too are just impeccable. I love that you are really enjoying this bass too, because it's also one of those things that when you get a new bass, you're always like, all right, cool, I'm gonna fall in love with it, hopefully, right? And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But love hearing that you're loving this bass though. From Scully Hobbold. I don't think that's your real name. Hello, I saw your first video and wanted to join in on this. This isn't one I'll take to my grave, but it's more one that I beat myself up for letting go of. Oh no. I bought this stunning Dingwall Super J and it quickly became my baby and the only thing I'd talk about for the next year of ownership. I had to let it go due to being in contract at work and being unsure if the company will continue with me, forcing a look at bankruptcy as an option. So because it was worth it so much, it got returned back to where I bought it. Oh man. That sucks, dude. I'm so sorry. When I went to buy it back, it was gone, which made me actually shed a tear that day. I seriously miss it daily. Oh, no. Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry, man. Oh, it looks so good, too. Damn it. Oh, no. It's a really awesome rig, too, with the dark glass head and the trainer rig. Oh, man. I'm so sorry that happened, dude. I really hope you find it again, maybe one day, or maybe you're able to get another one. But, stories like that always break my heart. Next up from Evo, they say, hi Patrick, here's my favorite. It's cheap, it's got scars, it's seen better days. It's not as good sounding as a lot of other basses, but here's the thing. Whenever I play one of my other basses or try others, regardless of price, I always end up playing, well, notes. I consciously decide what I want to play and play it. The bass lines are notes played after each other, with different nuances and techniques, sure, but still feeling like notes. With this bass, I don't play notes. I play music. I love that. I absolutely love that. There's just something about the combination of fretless, precision, and the rest that sparks something in my brain. Playing this bass, there are far less decisions while playing and things just kind of happen. The bass lines are not composed, but flow. It's very expressive, and so far, I've not had this with any other bass, whether they had frets or not. The nickname my band/studio mates gave this is the Knight because it's an upgraded Squire. I like that. There's EMG geezer pickups and electronics. I've heard those are fantastic pickups too. Improved shielding under the hood, stain in the back of the neck and leveled fretboard, thumb rest, Tomashik, flat wounds, and Grolsch washers as strap locks. Gotta have those. Have fun reading all the stories. Last seen some brilliant basses. Kind regards, Evo. Dude, that's the thing. I love that you're saying that it's not notes that I play, it's music. Like, because I completely understand what you're saying. With some basses, you're like, oh, what do I play sort of thing when you go up to it. Like, you overthink things for some reason. But, like, it's literally like me going up to that jazz bass and just like, all right, cool. You just mesh so well with it. It feels like an extension of your body sort of thing. I absolutely love that you said that. And that's just a clean looking P bass too, man. Golly. I'm not really super experienced with fretless basses at all. And I know it's something that I should probably like just look into to have fun with, but fretless basses are really cool, really fun. I just really need to get one that works well, I suppose. Next up from Gilby, they say custom 6-string bass you have never seen. All right. Okay. I'm in. It says, hey, Patrick, thank you for the great videos. Here's my bass. I wanted a 6-string violin bass, but Hofner doesn't make them. So I asked Tim Sway at New Perspective Music to build me one. Doesn't Tim Sway also have a YouTube channel? I'm pretty sure he does. I love that it's made from reclaimed wood. Okay, so it's definitely Tim Sway that I'm thinking of. Yes, he has an awesome YouTube channel too, where he just makes some of the coolest instruments out of just usually pretty just gnarly wood that he finds and just repurposes. I absolutely love that kind of stuff. Mahogany sides, elm center, and Kumaru fretboard, and it plays beautifully with the custom pickups from Gemini Pickups. I hope you stay safe with everything going on. Best, Alex. You as well, man. Ooh, that's weird looking. I like that. Man, that's so rad. I love that pickup too. You are not kidding. That just looks exquisite. Wow, I really want to play this thing and just feel it and hear what it sounds like too. That is so rad. Next up from Brett, he says, hi Patrick, this is my Dobro bass. I made it as one of my final projects in Kigip. I don't know what I'm saying, yo. Quebec pre-uni. Oh, got it. It has a gawkier single coil on the neck and a piezo element attached to the bridge. Pine frame built into the steel body with a Beard Biscuit resonator. These basses are so good for melodies because you can get insane acoustic tone. Thanks for taking the time to look at it. Stay safe, Brett. Oh, what? This is rad, dude. And you put an LTD neck on it? Let's see, wait a second. Okay, so I guess 2 of the controls are for the pickup and then the other 2 controls are for the piezo? I'm guessing? And I'm assuming that you have them wired together too, because I only see 1 output. Man, I bet this thing sounds insanely cool. This is just so jarring, but so rad in like every aspect. And I love that you just threw it together too. That's so cool to me. From Weezer Fangirl, they say, hello, Patrick. My name is Izzy and I live in a cornfield in Illinois. This is my DIY kit bass I made because I couldn't find any tasteful and affordable pink basses. I love the ingenuity. I love that you're just like, you know what? I'm going to make my own. And I absolutely love that shell pink color too. Oh, that looks so cool. And that you put a Music Man humbucker in it too. That's so rad. I really do love that paint job too. Hold up. Okay. So this was the DIY Harley Benton bass that I made a few months ago. As you can see, our pinks are pretty similar. But the thing is that yours looks way cleaner and way better. I'm just really impatient and not good at painting. That's why I also decided to relic it too. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Yours just looks really cool. And also, I just love, again, that there's a freaking Music Man humbucker in it too. Next up from David, he says, hi, this is David from Cose Benali, Italy. There we go. That's my bass made by Jacaranda. I did that. Jacaranda. Okay, I did that much better the second time. The best and most famous luthier in Milan in 2008 with all my specs from their classic 4. The idea started by years of bass nerd stuff in forums and falling in love with a 70s tele bass with the same style. I definitely want an MM in my arsenal, but I hate 4-string MM necks. But I love old P necks, so why not make a fusion of all I need and love for less than 1,700 euro. The body is aldered with a candy apple red nitro lacquer slab cut. Neck is a one-piece flame maple slight vintage nitro lacquer with tele headstock and walnut inlays. The pickups is a Nordstrand pre-Ernie Ball style Music Man Alnico 5, then a P51 style Alnico 5. Electronics completely passive. You have a volume, 4-way switch, tone knobs, then series single parallel switch for the Music Man pickup. Let me know what you think, D. Oh, I love that candy apple red. And look at that neck too, man. Wow, you can literally see the flame in that maple. That looks so good. Yeah, I really like Tele style basses. I just don't think I've found one that I could like really go in on, but I like the idea of also going ahead and getting a custom one made too. And I bet with the Music Man style pickup as well as that single coil, yeah, you get some just insane different tones with it too. All right, from memes, LOL just says La Bass. They say, this is my 2014 Ibanez SR605. I bought this bass brand new and have brought it everywhere I go. Playing it along the way, I've got stock everything because I've always loved the way it sounds and plays, especially with the slim neck and body. Oh yeah, man. I mean, Ibanez SR series, like they're so rad. Now, personally, I don't like the Bartolini soap bar pickups, but that's just me. I've just realized that no matter what bass it is, if it has the Bartolini soap bar pickups, there's always something lacking for me, but that's just me. And other than that, I love the wood of that. I love Ibanez necks because they're thin, but they're wide and they just feel so good in your hands too. Next up from Alexander Bridgewater, he says, hey Patrick, here's my non-road worn Mike Dirnt signature bass. I was never one for signatures. I always thought it would be best just to get your own bass and make your own signature in a way. See, I love that. However, this had everything I wanted and more. This is all original apart from the pickguard. It has Leoquan Badass 2, the custom 59 split single coil, thick C-neck, basically a baseball bat, and a 5-ply pickguard to make the wide outline pop. Full of treble, mid, and bass, and you just need to adjust your amp EQ. As a wise man once said, your bass isn't versatile, you're not versatile. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. That looks super slick, man. Again, the Tele bass now. God, now I'm just gonna be looking at Tele basses. Yeah, I love that sunburst finish, and that pickguard looks so good on it too. The black just mirrors it perfectly. And of course, the Badass 2 bridge you just can't beat. Next up from Kevin, he says, my bass ESP jazz bass copy. Hi Patrick, attached you'll find my bass. It's an ESP jazz bass copy from the late 1980s. I extremely like the see-through finish in this beautiful dark green. I upgraded this bass with a set of EMGs since the originals were broken a couple years ago and also installed a new bridge. The sound of this bass is just amazing. Greetings from Germany, Kevin. Ooh, what? It's like, I don't even think ESP does their basses with that shape anymore either anyway, because the horns are like super sharp on that. But you are not kidding about that finish. That finish looks so good. Oh, and the Babix bridge too. Yeah, I can't get over how pointy those horns are. That looks so cool, but so weird at the same time. Next up from Steven Vidler, he says, my take to the grave bass. Hi Patrick, greetings from England. This is my Yamaha TRB52. My granddad passed away in 2008 and had left me some money with a specific instruction to buy a bass with it. Your granddad's a good man. No bass equals no money. At uni, me and my best mate would visit the same music shop nearly every day as we pass it on the way to campus. This was 20% off due to a slight dink on the back. I played it and looked at my mate who's now famous words, dude, dream bass, cheap price. I owned it less than 10 minutes later and been my #1 ever since. I love that story, man. It's strung with 2 sets of DR neons as they couldn't find multiple colored sets for a 5-string Steve Vidler. That looks really cool with the DR neons on it, man. Oh, and that's such a cool looking bass. I really want to try one of those Yamahas. I've heard amazing things about them. I've never actually played with DR neons before. I don't know if they feel different or if it's literally just the color that they're wound with, and like that's the only different sort of thing. But I've always seen them be like, man, those are crazy cool looking colors. I mean, maybe I'll try them one day, but I love how the color just completely goes against the black darkness of the bass, and it looks so good to me. From Josh Tolentino, he says, hi Patrick. When I was in 5th grade, all I wanted for Christmas was a Squier Jaguar short scale bass. After years of playing it and experimenting with the electronics, I decided to rewind the stock P pickups by hand using a power drill, and I put aluminum tape over them. For reasons I don't remember, I covered the Squier logo with masking tape and wrote the Harley Benton logo over it with Sharpie. After having this bass for 6 years, I've grown to dislike how it sounds, but it will be forever my favorite to play. I mean, you can always change how it sounds, though. That's not a big deal. I love that. You just completely made it your own. That's so ridiculous and so awesome looking. You just made it your own. I love that. Also, the aluminum tape over the pickups? That's a pretty rad look, I'm not gonna lie. Next up from Brian, he says, hello, my name is Brian Bridges. I got this bass recently and I can't put it down. Most tonally versatile bass I've ever played. It's my Kiesel ZM7. Alder body, ebony fretboard, color shift, splatter finish, and it's headless. Whoa, that is That is so cool. That splatter finish is something else though. And I don't really have a lot of experience with Kiesels outside of just playing around with them at NAMM. And really that's it. But golly, that looks so cool to me. And last but not least, we have Mr. Stuart Bennett. Hi, Patrick. I'm from the UK. Hope you're feeling well and keep up the great content. Thanks, dude. Here's my favorite bass and warning. It is a Jackson. Here's my Jackson X Series signature Dave Ellefson CBX4 concert bass in Quicksilver. I picked this up about a month ago, brand new, after using a Jackson JS2 concert bass in Snow White, which I still have. Thanks, Stu. It's a Jackson. Not a huge Jackson fan. I will say though, when I tried that Jackson backer like earlier this year, the neck on them feels so good. Like the neck feels so good, but I can't get over the stupid pointy headstock. And I haven't tried this model, so I don't know how it is, how it plays or anything like that. But I know there's a huge fan base for Jackson basses, and there's got to be a good reason for that, right? I really like that silver color. That's just like such a cool color to me. And the EMG pickups, I'm sure, sound super thick. And you also have that high mass bridge too. Just Jacksons, not my thing with that pointy headstock. Not going to be my thing ever. But that's okay. And that is all today for episode 13 of Show Me What You Bass. Thank y'all so much for sending these over. I still have a log of over 500 basses to look at because people keep sending them in, and I'm just going to keep making these literally until I die. I'm going to try and make these more often, but I'm just going to keep making these videos more, and we're going to see how far we get into that list and just see what happens from there. But if you would like to submit your bass, go ahead and send an email to showmewhatyoubase@gmail.com. We just include 3 or more pictures, please. I would really like that. A brief description. I don't need a novel, and just one bass, please. And really, that's it. When will the episode that has your bass come out? I don't know, but at some point it just might. But thank y'all so much for watching. As always, thank y'all so much for submitting your basses and just taking the time to do that. Again, I'm going to try and just pump these out way more often now, just because I have a little more time, and I would just love to look at more basses and see what all y'all have submitted. But thank you all again so much for watching. As always, for watching, subscribing, liking my stuff, sharing my stuff, follow me on social media. I truly do appreciate y'all. A humongous thank you to my Patreon peeps right here. Mwah. And of course, no matter where in the world you are, stay safe, practice that bass. Forgive me for not making these more often, if you don't mind. And I'll see y'all next time.